Good morning. Good morning. It's me, Shay Johnson. And you guys know sometimes when I do my live takeovers for USA Fibroid Centers, I'm working half the time. And I am working now. I'm in the beautiful Atlanta. But you guys know I always make time for you. It is time for another takeover with your girl, Shay Johnson. I speak up, and I speak out on fibroids all the time. I speak to whomever, whenever. And today will be no different. Although I am working, I'll be working with a couple individuals that I want to talk to about fibroids. One is a close friend of mine. He was around when I had fibroids, and I just never asked him how he felt or what is his knowledge now when it comes to fibroids. So that's one person I'll be talking to just to ask questions and so you guys can see that it's very important for men to understand that they have to support us during this process because it's a lot of symptoms that come along with fibroids. And everybody's case is different. We do know that. Shout out to Barbie, who's doing my makeup. I'm getting ready to shoot this TV show. But it's important for men to understand that to have that support system for us while we're going through the process of fibroids, it helps us through the situation mentally. It helps us through the situation emotionally. And not only that, men can identify, if they can identify the symptoms, they can actually be put in a position to help other people, other women that have fibroids. Because a lot of women don't even know why they have certain symptoms. They're not familiar with the symptoms like me. When I first had the symptoms, I had back pain, pelvic pain, constant urination, extended menstrual cycles that was going on. I always tell you about this, like 15, 20 days, and I just didn't understand. And I didn't find out what was wrong with me until I went to the doctor. But if I would have recognized the symptoms and someone would have at least had some type of conversation about fibroids with me at one time in my life, I would have recognized those symptoms and would have been slightly familiar with what was going on with my body. But I was so terrified and so scared. By the time I got to the doctor, I had 4 fibroids. Well, it was 3 fibroids. They didn't find out it was 4 until my surgery. And I had minimal options because I waited around. One of my fibroids grew so big. But anyway, it's just important to have the men involved. And so we're going to talk to a close friend of mine. I'm hoping to get a certain person that I'm working with today on the TV show. I'm hoping to get her. She's really funny. She's a comedian. But I'm hoping to get her, talk to her a little bit about fibroids. And we'll just continue to spread the awareness. So again, it's your girl Shay Johnson. It's the live takeover once again this month. And we'll be just talking to a few people while I'm on the job. So I'll be back on here around, I would say like 1 or 2 o'clock. Because, I'm always like sporadically popping up on USA Fibroid Center's page. So it'll be cool to have that conversation and let's enlighten everybody. Make sure you know your options by the end of the day today. You women will know all of your options when it comes to removing fibroids. Because that's my goal. That's my goal is I'm not a doctor. We all know that. But I became a brand ambassador for USA Fibroid Centers because I'm familiar with fibroids because I had them and how serious my situation was. And the doctors told me I couldn't have a child. I removed my fibroids, finally had a baby, but I had a lot of complications during that pregnancy because of, the way I removed my fibroids the first time, which was a myomectomy. Then while I was pregnant, I found out my fibroids came back. So yes, I have fibroids now. Yes. We are very, very relatable when it comes to that situation. So although I'm not a doctor, I can speak on my situation very, very well. But by the end of the day today, you guys will be enlightened. We will talk about all of your options. We'll talk to a couple individuals to get their opinions on fibroids. And hopefully we can talk to someone who's experienced fibroids and what they had to go through because they weren't knowledgeable of all their options. I have to make sure I inform you because I'm serious. I don't want women to be, I don't want women to go through what I went through. Man, if I knew about UFE, which is a process that USA Fibroid Centers, delivers to women. They have locations set up all around the country. But if I would have known my options, I would have never had a myomectomy. I would have had a UFE. And I probably would have been able to deliver my daughter, Jaya, vaginally. But because I had a myomectomy, I couldn't have a vaginal birth. Because I had a myomectomy, I had previa. It's just you have to understand that there's you will have to deal with consequences behind all your actions. In my action of having a myomectomy, I had to deal with the consequences while I was pregnant. And then they're back again. So it was like, what was the point of that? You know, you just never know when they're going to come back. We don't know where they come from. And it's just unfortunate. But I love the fact that I do this for USA Fibroid Centers. I get so many emails and DMs, and I'm so relatable to so many women. Like, we are going to support each other through this process, okay? You are not alone. You do not have to suffer in silence. So let's talk today. We're going to talk about the options of removing the fibroids today and talk to a couple people. And I hope you like my live. So check me out. I'll be back around 1 or 2 o'clock. I'll post it on Insta story, and I'll look a little better at that time. I got pins in my head. My makeup's half done, but that's okay. We'll get through this process today together. I'm working throughout the day, but I'll be still here for you. All right. Be sure to come back, and by the end of the day, because a lot of you always say, Shay, you didn't answer our questions. I'm going to answer, if you have any questions, I will answer the questions today. The last live I'll do normally is around 6, 7 o'clock. So if you have any questions at that time, I would love to answer them, all right? Someone said I had a UFE 4 years ago and they never came back. And that's amazing they never came back. I think everybody's, body is different. How they develop it, they're different. The location is different. The size is different. We don't know why, but I'm glad yours didn't come back, but unfortunately mine's did. And we'll get more deep into that a little later. Let's see. Miss Erica _B, you said you have a question. What's your question, love? I'm here. So before I jump off and come back around, I would say around 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock, what's your question, my love? Or do you want to just wait until later? Is that better for you? If anything, send me, if you guys have any specifics you want me to talk about today, send me a DM. My IG is I am Shay Johnson, but I'll be on the live only on USA Fibroid Centers page all day today. I'm just going to pop up on you and we're going to have those deep conversations away. All right. Okay. I got you, Miss Erica. She says she'll wait to ask her questions later. So that's dope. So we'll talk about our options today. We'll talk to a couple friends of mine, and by the end of the day, you'll be enlightened, all right? Let's speak up and speak out together, and I'll look better later, okay? See you in a couple hours.